Hi everyone, and so we've come to the end of the JCK Las Vegas show. It's another show under our belts, and the music in the background says, another one bites the dust. I guess it's kind of appropriate that we start the video on that note. But was it a good show? It depends how you look at it. The show wasn't about selling. If you came to the show expecting to sell large volumes of loose diamonds, you would have left disappointed. But I think people realize that the show's not really about that anymore. It's the nature of this trade show in particular has changed. It's more about networking. It's more about lead generation. And so, if I would measure one's success by the number of business cards that you have in your pocket, and how you use those, how you milk those business cards in the coming months. From that point of view, look, it was foot traffic was down. There was a feeling that the number of visitors attending the show was less than previous years. But it was also a different venue, so maybe it's a bit of an unfair comparison. It was, in terms of the new venue and the new location of the show, exhibitors were pretty happy with it. I think I was pretty happy with it. I thought it was a much easier location to navigate. It was much more linear, less, not so spread out as it was in previous years. And so I was able to speak to and see more people, see more product. Overall the assessment was kind of mixed. The dealer trading in the show you didn't feel that as much as you might have at other shows, but it's not the Hong Kong show. Hong Kong show might be more about that dealer trading and looking for have you got this stone, have you got that stone, and sourcing goods. This is more really about developing your relationships within the United States, which is really the most important. It is the biggest market, and it's the most important market for the diamond jewelry industry, diamond jewelry trade. And so, from that point of view, I think we can be encouraged that the U.S. market is a steady market. It's working. The top retailers are doing well. There's a long line of independents that are kind of third, fourth generation and not recruited their next generation into the business, and they're just closing up shop. But overall, there's a lot of exciting things going on the retail end that I think will at some point trickle down to the trade. They are buying less inventory. There's no doubt about it that whether their stores are inventory heavy or they're taking more goods on memo, they are not willing to. Buyers are more conservative in how they're approaching the market at the moment. Even though prices have come down, you would think it's a buying opportunity, but people don't want to be left with goods that they can't move. So the show was really about seeing what's available, what the price points are, and planning for the second half of the year, which is, we're already moving into the second half of the year, and before you know it, companies will be preparing or are already preparing their inventory for the holiday season, and that's what they're here for. They're here to plan ahead and make connections for supply from the midstream and the suppliers. It's about lead generation. Again, it's not about selling over the counter like it may have in the past. So the feedback was mixed. Those companies that prepared well, they set appointments before the show, would have had a positive experience. Those who didn't and relied on foot traffic will definitely be leaving disappointed. So it's really a question of whether the lower foot traffic reflects what's happening in the market, and that people are more conservative, or if it's what's happening in the trade show space. And I think a lot of people are questioning whether it's worth the expense of attending these the trade shows. There were also fewer exhibitors this year, and there a few names that would have been here in previous years that weren't here. But overall, it's Las Vegas people have a positive experience. It's a fun time. The weekend is interesting. You'd expect the weekend traffic to be busier, but retailers like to be back at their stores over the weekend. So you felt that Friday was probably the busiest day in terms of activity at the show. So a few positives that I picked up on at the show was firstly on the retail side, that the jewelry, the finished jewelry amongst the jewelry wholesalers was kind of positive. They had a good show, I think, which reflects positive sentiment in the retail market. But the other positive that I wanted to highlight is that the midstream is really trying to think out of the box. There were so many different diamond manufacturers that I visited that didn't want to talk about the market. They wanted to show me their product, show me the technology that they're using to add value to their retail, to their customers. So that's very exciting. I think that it's literally one after the other are understanding that they need to differentiate in the service that they provide their customers, because we know it's a crowded market, and we know that issues such as provenance and traceability are becoming important, and so while they're providing that traceability and provenance story, and trying to set themselves apart from the rest of the crowd, there's some really exciting innovation that's coming to the market, not only amongst the manufacturers but also the other sort of service providers to the industry. So it's when we often kind of self-criticize ourselves that we're not a very innovative industry, and I don't think that's true. When you look around at what a lot of the companies are doing, particularly the big diamond manufacturers, it's really encouraging. So I think it's worth. Here's one of our Rapaport team over here that's pretty happy we're finishing the show, but people are being more innovative. So I'm excited about that. So that's something that I'm looking into in terms of the stories that I'll be writing over the next few weeks, and I'm excited. So it's been a great week. I've really had a good time. I've enjoyed seeing everyone, and I'm looking forward to our next chapter in the second half of this year. It's going to be an interesting time. So good luck to everyone, and I'll be keeping an eye on everyone. So we'll see you soon.